on YouTube, Guitar Land. It's Music Man RN coming at you. Some Dave Matthews. By request, we have Sleep to Dream Her. Great song off of that Electric album. I remember not being a huge fan of that album when it came out because of the change to electric, but there are a couple great songs off it, and this is one of them. We'll just go through that kind of intro and verse sequence again, and I'll just show you the chord shapes, and you can kind of play along with the song and kind of see what's happening there. We'll start off in this position, and you're going to notice that throughout the entire song of the verse, there's that kind of bass note, almost a chromatic walk down. And you'll see from this chord position, what's going to end up happening is that bass note's going to change from 11 to 10 to 9. And then at the very end of it, that finger, that pinky, is going to slide over. And really, other than that, that's the only real movement kind of going on with the chord shape. So I'll kind of play through it real quickly here. And again, I'm not 100% sure if I'm picking this exactly 100% correct. It just kind of sounds good to me. And you can listen along to the recording and kind of get the feeling for kind of how you're picking it. And you could also be playing this with a pick as well. You don't necessarily have to be using your fingers. It'll sound maybe a little bit brighter. So anyways, pick and choose whether you want to play it with your fingers or a pick. So if we go through that sequence again, you take that exact same pattern and you slide that whole thing up, basically a whole step, 2 frets, same shape, just moving it up, and instead now, instead of being that 11th fret as our bass note, we're moving up to the 9th fret as our bass note. So again, we're doing the same pattern, we're just switching from this position to this position. And then after we're done going through the exact same pattern, we're going to go to same chord shape, except the position's changing to now where our bass note is on the 7th fret. So I'll kind of play through that real quick and kind of catch you up to speed here. And basically, once we get through those 3 chord shapes, there's kind of a little bit of a turnaround that brings you back to that initial chord shape. And when you're on this position here, where you got the 7th fret as your bass note, and you kind of play through that sequence, and then you get to the part where you're basically in this position, you're going to kind of hear it where it changes a little bit. And what you're going to be doing is basically just lifting off that pinky, and kind of the intention is just to be fretting that 7th fret on the G string, and then the open B string below it, and then you're using that bass note on the 5th fret. So you get something like. And what I did is I moved from the 7th fret on the G string to the 6th fret on the G string, but the same idea intact with what you're kind of fretting and fingering. That bass note stays on the 5th fret, and you're just switching this from 7 to 6. So it's like. You get the idea. I'll play through it one more time. Try to do it a little slower. So that basically covers the intro and the verse. The only other part left in the song is the breakdown, I guess we'll call it. And that is basically these three chords: F to E minor, and then into an A. And then the only difference is kind of when the breakdown is ending, before you head back into the verse, you can do those same chords, the F, the E minor, and then instead of going into the A, the last time you go into kind of a D shape. Now there's a little bit of things that you can do kind of to add to that. There's the, I believe, saxophone being played over that, and you can kind of add a little bit to it if you want. Then it would go back into the... So you get the idea. Basically the breakdown: F, E minor to A, back to the F, to the E minor, then end it kind of on a D. You don't necessarily have to be playing that high E, but some kind of a D fragment. And that basically should cover the song. Again, this is probably intended to be played on an electric, and I'm not necessarily sure if finger picking is the way to go. I just happen to prefer that style. Feel free to try it with the finger picking. Feel free to try it with the pick. See what you like better, and really listen to the song to get an idea for kind of the pattern that you're kind of playing, and have a little fun with it. It kind of seems like a little bit of a triplet kind of a feel. But great Dave Matthews song. I hope this is helpful. Until next time, Music Man RN out.